Peace, everyone. Welcome to Winning Wednesdays. We will give it just a minute before we begin. For anyone new, for anyone that's just now joining this week, on Wednesdays, noon Eastern, we have a meeting called Winning Wednesdays. So on Winning Wednesdays, we discuss where the wealth and power and ownership are in America, okay? We cut out the middleman. We go straight to the wealth and power, okay? We skip HR. We go straight to the wealth and power. We skip our favorite politicians. We go straight to the wealth and power. We skip our favorite middleman. We go straight to the wealth and power. So if you're interested in wealth and power in America, tune in to Winning Wednesdays every Wednesday at noon Eastern, okay? If you're interested in controlling your outcome yourself, if you're tired of deferring your outcomes to everyone else, tune into Winning Wednesdays. Winning Wednesdays is the place you want to be. All right. So if you're interested in wealth, power, or ownership, you are in the right place. Okay. You are in the right place. So we welcome everyone to Winning Wednesdays. Today I got several articles I want to discuss. We'll get into that shortly. Let's see here. There's several things I want to talk to you about. I've got my notes right here, so I'm just reviewing my notes right quick while we wait for everyone to join in. As you come in, let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're checking in from. While we do that, I'm looking at the market here. Let's see here. Mostly green today. Mostly green. Let's see what we got here. Mostly green. All right. So let's see what we got here. All right. Let's take a look at current market. Let's get started. Let's jump right into it. We have no time to waste. All right. So this is a live look at the market right here. Bitcoin currently at 118,470. Let's see what else we have here. The NASDAQ just slightly up. S&P just slightly up. Entire market just slightly up. What else do we have here? I want to talk about this ticker right here. Let's see. I want to talk about Google right quick. They have earnings today. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's see what's going on with Google. Okay, so this chart's a little screwy, but Google's currently at 189. Okay, there we go. Okay, Google currently at 189. We'll see what happens today, later this afternoon, with Google. What else do we have? Microsoft 504, Meta 712, Netflix 1177, Nvidia 169, Tesla 334. Okay, so that's a quick overview with some of the tickers I follow. What else do we have here? ExxonMobil 109, TSM 238. Okay, Apple 213. Okay, so that's a live look at current market as of 12:04 p.m. Eastern. That's a live look. Okay, so I want to discuss. First thing I want to discuss is actually. I want to go straight to some of these financial resources that I use. Check some of these headlines. So let's do that right quick. Let me first share. I want to first share a financial resource I don't think I've mentioned on Winning Wednesdays before, but I still use this platform on a regular basis, and that is Business Insider. So let me share my screen here. Let me stop sharing that one and share Business Insider. Let's see what's going on with Business Insider. Let's see here. This one right here. Let's take a look at some of the headlines on Business Insider. Let's see. Okay, so this is under the Markets tab. If you go to the home screen, and just go to the markets tab. I usually check Business Insider every couple of days, see what's going on. So if we click into the markets tab, let's see what's going on. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on in the markets. Home prices. Okay. Strategies. Okay. ETF investment might be dragging down your portfolio. Retail traders. All right. In terms of stocks, okay, let's see some of the headlines on Business Insider. JP Morgan says it's riskier to hold a market's most popular stocks. Why some economists think Powell should resign. Owning crypto might soon help you get a mortgage. Okay, this is one of the articles I wanted to briefly discuss. Let's check out this more. Let's check out this headline right here. All right, hopefully it'll load. Okay, there it goes. Hopefully you can see that. Did it load on this screen? You make sure you can see what I can see. Just take a minute to get my text straight. Let me see here. Let me refresh this. All right, let me actually try to reshare that. Share screen. All right, this article deals with crypto and mortgages. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay, there we go. Owning crypto might soon help you get a mortgage. All right, let's see what this article says. For all my crypto holders, the director of the FHFA has a plan to integrate crypto into housing finance. This decision is in line with the Trump administration's pro-crypto focus. Okay, here we go. Here's where the article starts. Aspiring home buyers might be able to count crypto as an asset when applying for a mortgage. So just like traditional lenders may check your cash reserves, my understanding is these lenders will now use your crypto as reserves. The director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency wants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to count cryptocurrency as an asset in mortgage lending assessments. The director of the Federal Housing Agency revealed this week that he has instructed both mortgage finance giants to prepare proposals to start considering crypto as an asset when considering single-family home loan risk. Okay, so so that's a good point right there. So it looks like they're starting with single-family residences, but my suspicion is they will move on to other types of properties as well, using crypto as your collateral, as your cash reserves. Okay, so let's see what else it says here. In post on X, this guy touted the benefits of this proposal, describing the real estate, housing, mortgage lending industries as being forever changed by this addition, noting that Trump's administration's focus on spurring crypto adoption. Okay. After significant studying and in keeping with President Trump's vision to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world, today I ordered the great Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to prepare their businesses to count cryptocurrency as an asset for a mortgage. So that's good news for all you crypto holders. If you're looking to buy a home in the not too distant future, lenders will consider your crypto as additional collateral. All right, let's see what else it says. Importantly, crypto owners would not need to liquidate. Okay, there's a key point right there. Would not need to liquidate their crypto into dollars in order for it to be counted among their assets when applying for a home loan. The decision is the administration's latest step to bolster its pro-crypto position, which has included boosting crypto through a newly formed strategic stockpile. Recently passed legislation also aims to boost digital assets with the Genius Act creating a framework for stable coins. So last week, the Genius Act was passed. Now they're looking to use, these lenders are looking to consider your crypto. Okay, so let's see what else it says. The official order shared by this guy describes crypto as an emerging asset class that may offer investors the opportunity to build wealth outside of more traditional markets such as stocks and bonds. While it notes that crypto assets have not typically been considered as part of their mortgage, risk assessments. The proposal indicates that this agency has deemed it necessary for both lenders to consider the full spectrum of asset information available for reserves. Okay, so this really opens the door for more potential buyers, as it works to facilitate home ownership for aspiring borrowers. Okay, so this is good news for anyone looking to buy a home that does hold crypto as an asset. His order notes that Fannie and Freddie may only consider cryptos that can be evidenced and stored on U.S. centralized exchanges. Okay, so let's pause right there. Okay, so my interpretation of this is no crazy cryptos, no crazy stable coins. Some of the big cryptos only: Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe XRP. I guess more clarification will come in the future, but just this sentence alone here, can be evidenced and stored on U.S. centralized exchanges, makes me think that they're not going to consider all these wild cryptos that exist, just the big boys. It also orders that lenders to consider the risks that come with crypto per their own assessment, such as adjusting for volatile market conditions. Okay. All right, so that's good news for any aspiring homeowner that holds crypto as part of their portfolio. All right, so this is the first article I just saw. This is on Business Insider. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about these traditional lenders considering your crypto as collateral? Does that make you more likely to get a loan? I guess that opens up more potential buyers to buy real estate if they're going to consider crypto. What do you guys think about that? All right. Okay, so that's the first article on Business Insider I wanted to share. What do you guys think about that? That's actually pretty good. I may revisit buying some more real estate in the future using my crypto as collateral. All right, so that was the first article I want to discuss. You might have seen today's description. There's a couple articles from the past couple of days that I wanted to discuss. The first being Microsoft. You might have seen Microsoft got hacked recently. I want to share my screen here and talk about that article there that I saw. Let's see here. Let's talk about this one here. This article is from Yahoo Finance, and this was, I believe, on Monday. Yeah, Monday afternoon. So for all you Microsoft investors, you might want to keep an eye on this. Actually, this article is originally from Bloomberg, reposted from Yahoo Finance. Microsoft rushes to stop hackers from wreaking global havoc. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. All right, let's see what this article says. Hackers exploited a security flaw in common Microsoft software to breach governments, businesses, and other organizations. Okay, let's pause. Let's not even finish the sentence right there. Let's pause right there. Hackers exploited a security flaw in common Microsoft software to breach governments, businesses, and other organizations. Okay, so this was not really headline news. I did see it in Yahoo Finance. I didn't really see it on some of the major networks headlines, but this is pretty serious. This has a potential to be very serious across the globe and steal sensitive information, according to officials and cybersecurity researchers. All right, let's see what else this article is. So Microsoft over the weekend released a patch for the vulnerability in servers of the SharePoint document management software. The company said it was still working to roll out other fixes after warnings that hackers were targeting SharePoint clients using the flaw to enter file systems and execute code. Multiple different hackers are launching attacks through the Microsoft vulnerability, according to representatives of two cybersecurity firms, CrowdStrike Holdings and Google's Mandiant Consulting. Hackers have already used the flaw to break into the systems of national governments in Europe and the Middle East. Okay, so this sentence right here, pretty serious, right? Pretty serious. Hackers have already used the flaw to break into systems of national governments in Europe and the Middle East, according to a person familiar with the matter. In the U.S., they've accessed government systems, including ones belonging to the U.S. Department of Education, Florida's Department of Revenue, and the Rhode Island General Assembly, said the person, who spoke on condition that they not be identified discussing sensitive information. Okay, so they seem to hack the U.S. Department of Education, Florida's Department of Revenue, and Rhode Island's General Assembly. Representatives of the Department of Education and Rhode Island legislature. Let me read it on here because I can't read that well. Didn't respond to calls and emails seeking comment Monday. A Florida Department of Revenue spokesperson said in an email that the SharePoint vulnerability is being investigated at multiple levels of government, but that the state agency does not comment publicly on software we use for operations. The hackers also breached the systems of a U.S.-based healthcare provider and targeted a public university in Southeast Asia. According to this report, all right, the report does not identify either entity by name, but says the hackers have attempted to breach SharePoint servers in countries including Brazil, Canada, Indonesia, the UK, and the US. The firm also asked not to be named because of the sensitivity. Okay. So what do you guys think about this? Let us know your thoughts and comments in the comment section. In some systems they've broken into, the hackers have stolen sign-in credentials. Okay, so that's a good reminder to us to change our passwords every so often, including your username and your password. So what do they suggest? Every 90 days or so, change your username and your password. Hash codes and tokens, according to the person familiar. Okay. This is a high severity, high urgency threat, said this guy. What makes this especially concerning is SharePoint's deep integration with Microsoft platform, including their services like Office, Teams, OneDrive, Outlook. A compromise doesn't stay contained. It opens the door to the entire network. Okay, so tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of businesses and institutions worldwide use SharePoint in some fashion to store and collaborate on documents. Microsoft said that attackers are specifically targeting clients running SharePoint servers from their own. All right, so this article goes on. Okay, so Yahoo Finance. The lesson here, one takeaway from this article could be to regularly change your username and password. Okay, so some of these hackers are working triple overtime to steal your information. Okay, so you guys can read through the rest of this article on Yahoo Finance. All right, so what do you guys think about that? What's the lesson learned from that? I'm a shareholder of Microsoft, so that concerns me. I want to know what Microsoft is doing to correct that. What are they doing to prevent future attacks in cybersecurity? What do you guys think about that? Okay, let's see here. I'm checking these comments as I go along here. Okay. Okay, so some of the comments relate to the first article we discussed regarding traditional lenders using crypto as your cash reserves, as your collateral for a home loan. Okay, Alana says, makes sense. It doesn't change if or when I buy. So Alana seems to be buying regardless of price. Good for her. Do you have your crypto? Jen asks, do you have your crypto on a ledger? Which one do you recommend? I do have my crypto on a ledger. Which one do I recommend? I'm not familiar with too many of the ledgers. I just use the ledger itself. Ledger X, Ledger 10. That's where I keep my crypto. Change your password every 90 days or particular, just to be safe. Why not be on the safe side and change all your passwords, including your passwords that are held on Microsoft, your banking passwords, your email passwords, your computer login password, passwords to your investment portfolios, passwords to everything, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a good comment right here. Everything is vulnerable. Everything is vulnerable. All right, so that's another article I want to discuss. Microsoft. You might have also seen this one here. I had this in the description here. You might have seen what's going on with Coke. I wanted to discuss what's going on with Coke. I saw this article and I wanted to talk about this one here. All right, so let's see what this article. This is also from Yahoo Finance. Coca-Cola confirms plans for new cane sugar soda in the U.S. market after Trump touts real cane sugar Coke. I don't know how to feel about that. I personally may drink a Coke Zero every once in a while. Coca-Cola has all kinds of products. I may dabble in a Coke Zero every once in a while. I do not hold any Coke shares directly, though. This article is from yesterday. You can check it out on Yahoo Finance. We'll just go through it right quick. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Coca-Cola said drinks with real cane sugar are coming to its U.S. portfolio this fall, but the high fructose corn syrup that is a staple in its current lineup is still here to stay. Okay, so let's read that again. Coca-Cola said drinks with real cane sugar are coming to its U.S. portfolio this fall, but the high fructose corn syrup that is a staple in its current lineup is still here to stay. Okay, so let's pause. Let's meditate on that sentence right there. How do you feel about that? I mean, if you really thought Coca-Cola has your health care in mind, this sentence right here is contrary to that. High fructose corn syrup is here to stay, but they're adding drinks with real cane sugar come this fall. It's an and, not an or, Coke's CFO John Murphy told Yahoo Finance on Tuesday. Cane sugar is another option to offer a consumer here in the U.S. that's continuously looking for more choice. Okay, so I guess if you don't want the high fructose corn syrup, come this fall, real cane sugar is an alternative for you. The confirmation from Coke comes less than a week after President Trump took to social media to announce that the company would be using real cane sugar in its drinks in the U.S. At the time, the company said it appreciated the president's enthusiasm for its drinks. Why wouldn't it? If I'm Coca-Cola, why wouldn't I want free marketing? Why wouldn't I want free publicity from the leader of the free world? Why wouldn't I want that? On Tuesday, Coca-Cola reported earnings for its second quarter that toppled that top forecast, with an adjusted earnings per share coming in at 87 cents, higher than the 83 analysts had expected. Okay, so Coca-Cola seems to be already reaping benefits of Trump's shutout. They reported yesterday adjusted revenue in the quarter tallied at $12 billion compared to the forecast of $12.62 billion compared to the forecast of $12.55 billion. The company said its 5% increase in net revenues was driven by a 6% increase in prices and its mix of goods sold, along with a 1% decline in concentrate sales. Coke stock was down 1.2% in pre-market trade following results. Okay, Coca-Cola currently at 69.43 as of this article yesterday. All right, let's see what else is going on with Coke. So how do you guys feel about that? Coke is not going to remove its high fructose corn syrup. They're just adding another sugar derivative, basically. Correct me if I'm wrong. June turned out to be a disappointing month, with tariffs continuing to create uncertainty into the second half of the year. All right, let's see what else. As for when its cane sugar products hit the shelves in the U.S., company expects this to happen in the fall, with more details to follow. U.S. consumers may also see a new mix in a glass bottle, which Murphy called an underutilized option in the U.S. market. Okay, so they're adding a different type of sugar and they're putting it in a glass bottle. Okay, instead of the can. Okay, so I don't really know how to feel about that. How do you feel about that? So that's the latest dealings, latest happenings with Coke. Okay, do you guys own any Coke shares? How do you feel about that? Okay, so Coke's making moves. How do you guys feel about that? Some different type of diabetes. Okay. Granulated cane sugar contains chemicals. Too bad they don't get rid of the original. The original might be too addictive. I think Coke is addictive, isn't it? Soda in general might be addictive because of the high sugar content and some of the other ingredients. In a capitalistic market, you don't really care that's addictive. You want your product and service to be addictive. I'm not saying that's right, but in the U.S. That might be a good thing in terms of capitalism. Let's see here. Cracking glass. Yep, cracking glass. Different type of crack. Sounds like it might get a little expensive. We'll see what happens in terms of price. A little expensive. Coca-Cola, the company, is not going anywhere. That's company's been around for a while, and will continue to be around for a while. One of the major companies in the S&P. All right, so that's what's going on with Coke. Let me check my notes here. A couple other things I wanted to mention. Okay, so before we get back into the articles, I want to talk about earnings. I want to talk about companies' earnings. Several companies are report earnings this week, so I want to share my screen here. Let's talk about earnings right quick. Let's ask. Actually, let me share the screen right here. I want to ask the AI what companies report earnings this week, and what companies we're in earnings seasons. Okay, so some of these big companies are starting to report today, actually today and next week. Let's talk about some of those companies that report earnings. Okay, so I know for a fact that later today Google and Tesla will report. Let's ask the AI which companies report earnings this week. Let's see what it says here. This week, from July 2020 to 26, numerous companies are scheduled to report their earnings. Significant concentration today and tomorrow. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Okay, Coke. We just talked about Coke. Coke making moves. Coke's not sitting around crying. Coke's making moves. Are we making moves? Or are we sitting around crying and complaining? Okay, so first company that's reporting. Actually, they reported yesterday. This is yesterday. Coke, GM, Lockheed Martin. What else? Capital One Financial yesterday. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, today, after close of business, Tesla, Alphabet, AT&T. Okay, so some of the cell phone carriers, T-Mobile, Verizon. Okay, so actually, so a couple big boys, a couple of the heavyweights report later today. You might want to keep an eye on Google and Tesla. All right, let's see what companies report tomorrow. Intel tomorrow, American Airlines tomorrow, HCA tomorrow. Okay, so this week, the big boys report later today. Tesla today, Alphabet today, yesterday, Coke. I wonder how Lockheed Martin did yesterday. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So those are the companies reporting earnings the rest of this week. Okay. So keep an eye out on some of those, especially the heavyweight companies. Okay. So that's earnings the rest of this week. Yeah, this week and next week, some of the bigger companies report. Some of the mega caps report next week. Okay, so that's a snapshot of what's going on this week. Okay, so that's earnings. I want to talk about. You guys probably saw this. I want to share an image here. I'm sure you've seen this image since last week. I want to talk about this a little bit here, right here. All right, let's share this image right here. I wanted to talk about this, not from a gossip standpoint, but from a lesson learned standpoint. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that screen. This image shot around the world last week. What are some lessons learned? Now, we're not here to gossip. What are some lessons learned from this incident that occurred last week? Drop those lessons in the chat. What are some lessons learned from this image last week? What are some lessons learned? All right, what are some lessons learned from this last week? Hopefully I could. All right, so okay, so that as there popped up on the right-hand side, but hopefully you can see it. I mean, hopefully you already know what it is. What are some lessons learned from this? Okay, we're not here to gossip. We're here to take some lessons, learn some lessons. What are some lessons learned from this? Let me drop one lesson as really a reminder to myself and a reminder to everyone. Before I drop that lesson, before I mention what that lesson is, what do you guys have any lessons learned from this Coldplay incident at the concert last week? What are some lessons learned? What are some reminders? Any lessons learned? Any reminders? Any further confirmations from this incident last week? What are some lessons learned? What are some reminders to ourselves from this incident last week? Alana says, I've reminded young folks that HR works for the company, not you. Great point. Great comment. Okay, HR. I'm reminding young folks that HR works for the company, not you. Okay, that's one great reminder. Anything else? James says Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill. Okay. All right. What else? Any other lessons from this image last week? What are some reminders? What are some reminders? What are some lessons learned? What are some confirmations from this image last week? Okay, so let me drop a couple lessons, a couple reminders for myself first. The first confirmation, the first reconfirmation from my perspective is HR doesn't care about me. Okay? When shit really hit the fan, HR didn't even care about the person they were sleeping with. Okay? When shit really hit the fan, HR didn't even care about Mr. Charlie. Okay? That image on the left, we see Mr. Charlie and Karen from HR boot up. Okay? They were boot up 1 minute. The next minute, they didn't care about each other. They were ducking and dodging the next minute. Okay? That's a clear reminder to myself. When shit hits the fan, HR don't give a shit about you. HR didn't even give a shit about Mr. Charlie. And HR works for Mr. Charlie. Okay? So that's a takeaway. That's one takeaway right there. A reconfirmation. We already know HR don't care about us. That's a reconfirmation. HR don't care about us. Okay? HR didn't even care about the person they were sleeping with. It was Mr. Charlie. Okay? When shit hits the fan, HR didn't even care about Mr. Charlie, the person they work for. Why would they care about me? Why would they care about you when shit hits the fan? Takeaway one. Lesson one. Reconfirmation one. HR doesn't care about you. Okay? Here's the real question. Do you care about yourself? Do you care about yourself? Okay? That's a reminder to all of us, myself included. HR does not have my best interest in mind. It's all good. I have my best interest in mind. Okay? Mr. Charlie was booed up with Karen from HR. When shit hit the fan, they were ducking and dodging. Okay? They were ducking and dodging. Okay? Well, they didn't even care about each other when shit hit the fan. Why would they care about you? Why would they care about me? Okay? Takeaway one. HR don't care about you. You care about yourself. Okay? What are some other lessons we can learn from this image here? Let's see here. Okay, so Janice says, your personal life can impact your business. True story. Hubwise says hadn't tracked their market position, but great publicity. Okay. Yeah, it could be great publicity, free marketing, but seems to be a scandal. Alana says reminders that it happens all the time. So if folks are getting promoted and it makes no sense, focus on yourself and your career only. Okay. Nobody's going to care about yourself and your career like you, right? If you need to move companies, please do so. Okay. All right. All right. So a couple lessons from this image last week. You have to have your best interest in mind. You can't defer your outcomes to HR, Mr. Charlie, Karen from HR, or any other adult. You need to take full responsibility for your actions. You need to take full accountability of your actions. Okay. When shit hits the fan, nobody's coming to save you. Mr. Charlie ain't coming to save you. Karen from HR ain't coming to save you. They don't like you like that. Okay. So that's a lesson from this image from last week. James says, think long term. Yeah, there you go. Think long term. There's another takeaway from this image. Think long term. All right, so I want to go to AI. I wasn't familiar with that company before all that went down last week. I wanted to take a couple lessons from that image, but also look up what that company did. I wasn't familiar with that company. What I did was look up what that company did. Astronomer. Let me share my AI screen here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what I want to do is talk about what this company did. Let's ask the AI what this company does, because I looked it up right before we went live, and I found out that Astronomer does business with some of the big tech companies. What companies does Astronomer do business with? I think it was some of the larger tech companies. What companies does Astronomer do business with? Okay, so here we go. All right, Astronomer, a data orchestration platform provider built on the Apache Airflow, works with several major companies across various industries, according to the website and other sources. Some of the prominent clients include, okay, so if we go down this list, we see Apple, one of the biggest companies in the world, Uber, LinkedIn, Ford, Stripe, Bloomberg, Robinhood. Okay, so they do business with several publicly traded companies, including some of these mega cap companies. Okay, so they do business with Apple, they do business with LinkedIn, which is owned by Microsoft. So some of the, a couple of the top 5 companies in the world right there, they do business with. Okay. These companies utilize Astronomer's Astro platform to manage and automate their data pipelines, enabling real-time analytics, AI applications, and fraud detection. Okay. Additionally, Astronomer has strategic partnerships with major tech firms, okay, AWS, Amazon Web Services, and Microsoft as well. Astronomer has existing partnership with Microsoft. Through specific details about the scope of this collaboration are listed. Okay, so look, they're doing business with several of the biggest companies in the world: Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Okay, amongst others. Okay, so I wasn't familiar with this company until the scandal broke last week. Astronomer does business with Apple, Microsoft, Uber, and some of these other publicly traded companies. Okay. So if you own stock in any of these companies, just know that your company, the company that you own, does business with Mr. Charlie and Karen from HR. Okay. I believe actually Mr. Charlie resigned not too long after that scandal broke last week. All right, so no gossiping, just lessons learned from the scandal last week. Okay, so I wanted to mention that. Let's see what else we have. Okay, just a couple reminders. AB&C, about a month away in Atlanta. Anyone that hasn't attended past AB&C, consider going this year. Great information, great networking, great vibe, great connections. What else do we have? Tonight, Doc, I believe, will have his book club every Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I am working on a new training myself. I will release more details of that training when I have everything finalized. I want to drop this. Like I said, I'm working on a new options. I'm not sure if I mentioned it's going to be an options training, but I'm working on a new options training, hopefully to go live in September. If you do want to consult with me, check me out on my website, errolcmango.com. I also have offerings through the Black Business School. Check me out on either of those websites. When I do finalize all details for that options training, I will announce it at that time. But in the meantime, if you want to consult with me, options, general business consulting, what you're trying to do, if you want me to review any of the numbers, any of the metrics we talk about in options or in business, if you need a second opinion, you can always check me out at my website. You can book a consult with me. Yes, it'll be paid, but yes, you'll get a multiple of value in return. So check me out at my website, errolcmango.com. All right, what else do we have? Okay, let me review my notes here. Talked about that. Okay. All right, I wanted to go back to some of these. I wanted to check out CNN Business. Let's check out some headlines from CNN Business. This is a financial resource I use on a regular basis. Let me make sure we're good to go here. Then I'll share my screen. Let me try that again. All right, CNN Business News. Okay, all right, let's see what's going on with CNN Business. All right, actually, this is an article here I want to talk about right here, actually, if I can get this thing to work. Okay, this article right here, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman warns of an AI fraud crisis, okay? Sam Altman, one of the biggest executives in America right now. Let's see what's going on with Sam Altman. Okay, actually, Sam Altman has his hand in several companies. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Oklo being one of them. Let's see what this article says. I think he's the Oklo, one of the Oklo chairman, or he's on the board, I believe. Let's see what's going on with Sam Altman. Let me X the ad right there. Okay, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says the world may be on the precipice. I can't even pronounce this word, of a fraud crisis, on the verge of a fraud crisis, because of how AI could enable bad actors to impersonate other people. Okay, so I'm sure that's already occurring. I've seen certain real estate scams where buyers and sellers are being impersonated by the AI. A thing that terrifies me is apparently there are still some financial institutions that will accept a voice print as authentication for you to move a lot of money or do something else. You say a challenge phrase and they just do it, Altman said. That is a crazy thing to still be doing. AI has fully defeated most of the ways that people authenticate currently, other than passwords. So this is another reminder for us to change our passwords every so often. These comments were part of his wide-ranging interview about economic and societal impacts of AI at the Federal Reserve on Tuesday. He also told the audience, which included representatives of large U.S. financial institutions, about the role he expects AI to play in the economy. Okay, so let's see what else. His appearance comes as the White House is expected to release its AI action plan in coming days, a policy document to outline its approach to regulating the tech and promoting America's dominance in the AI space. OpenAI, which provided recommendations for the plan, has ramped up its presence on and around Capitol Hill in recent months. Okay. All right, let's skip down to this fraud crisis. Altman isn't alone in worrying that AI will supercharge fraud. The FBI, let's see what this article says. Let's scroll down. The FBI warned about these AI voice and video cloning scams last year. Okay, so that relates to some of those real estate scams that I saw. Multiple Parents have reported an AI voice technology was used in attempts to trick them out of money by convincing them that their children were in trouble. And earlier this month, U.S. officials warned that someone using AI to impersonate Secretary of State Marco Rubio's voice had contacted foreign ministers, a U.S. governor, and a member of Congress. I'm very nervous that we have an significant impending fraud crisis. That's a pretty heavy sentence right there. I'm very nervous that we have an significant impending fraud crisis. Actually, that kind of reminds that sentence right there alone. Just even before reading this sentence, I was thinking to myself, fraud is at an all-time high right now. Scamming is at an all-time high right now. You see the alphabet boys dropping indictments on people every week. So imagine how worse it's going to get in the future with the advancement of this technology. Right now, it's a voice call. Soon it's going to be a video or FaceTime that's indistinguishable from reality. Okay, so just because your cousin called you on FaceTime doesn't mean your cousin called you on FaceTime. Just because your best friend called you on the phone doesn't mean your best friend called you on the phone. All right, Altman said. He warned that while his company isn't building such impersonation tools, it's a challenge the world will soon need to confront as AI continues to evolve. Altman is backing a tool called the Orb, built by Tools for Humanity, that says it will offer proof of human in a world where AI makes it hard to distinguish what and who is real online. Okay, let's see what else it says here. Altman also said he worries about the prospect of humans losing control over a super intelligent AI system or giving the technology too much decision-making power. Various tech companies, including OpenAI, are chasing AI superintelligence. Altman has said he thinks the 2030s could bring AI intelligence far beyond what humans are capable of, but remains unclear how exactly they define that milestone. Okay, so... all right, AI's impact to job, no one knows. Okay, so look, here's writing on the wall right here, right? Here's a whole bunch of writing on the wall. Some of the biggest executives in the world are telling you that AI is coming to take your position, take your job, automate your job, make you obsolete. So it's just another reminder for us to learn real skill, diversify our revenue streams, not depend on HR to like us, not depend on HR to like your resume. Develop real skill, learn how to make money multiple ways, and control your outcome yourself. All right, let's see what else it says here. Still, he does have some thoughts. He said that while entire classes of jobs will go away. Okay, let's pause on that sentence right there. This isn't just anyone running their mouth on the internet. Altman's one of the leading executives in the world saying this. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Andy Jassy, CEO of another top 5 company in the world, said something to a similar effect. Entire classes of jobs will go away. Okay, so these are not just anyone on the internet saying these things. America's top executives are saying these things. So that's really all the evidence we need to remind ourselves to not be dependent on one revenue stream from the plantation. Okay, it's just further confirmation. You have everything you could possibly need. You have nothing to do. So you're making up a job to play a silly status game and fill your time and to feel useful to other people. Okay, why would a company pay you a salary plus benefits if they can automate that position completely? Okay, so you can go on to check out this article on your own, CNN Business. Among U.S. users, 20% use ChatGPT as a personalized tutor for learning and upskilling. suggesting that there may be long-term economic benefits as they continue to use AI tools in the workplace going forward. Before I left my day job, I was using AI every day on the day job. Before I retired. I would ask it various questions. I would do various research with the AI, and I compared that to some of my colleagues, some of my older colleagues at the time. That's just another reminder to ourselves to not become a dinosaur, right? If we're stuck in our ways too long, if we don't adapt, we become obsolete, and we know what happens to obsolete people, especially in the job market. All right. So you can check out the rest of that article on CNN Business. Let me go back and check some other CNN Business headlines. All right. So that was one of them that I wanted to share. As Coke talked about Coke earlier. There was one other article. Okay, so let's check out this article right here. The stock market is on a hot streak. It's about to face a huge test. Let's see what's going on there. And this is from early this morning. This article is from 5:30 a.m. Eastern this morning. 6 months into President Trump's second term, a quick glance at the stock market offers a reassuring picture. S&P just closed above 6,300 points for the first time ever and has notched 8 record high in the past month. If you look at markets halfway into the year, it might not be apparent that there has been unprecedented trade turmoil, conflict in the Middle East, and relentless attacks on the Federal Reserve's independence. Stock market and Bitcoin have soared to record highs, while bonds have resumed a steady rally and volatility in oil prices. Okay. The calm mood on Wall Street is extraordinary change from early April when the S&P 500 hit its lowest level in over a year. Okay, so let's pause right there. That sentence alone right there serves as a reminder for me first to be ready for this fall's anticipated pullback. Traditionally, September, October, maybe August, September, October, there's usually a pullback every year. This serves as a reminder to myself first to be prepared for that. Okay, I'm not going to get caught, or we're not going to get caught like we might have back in April when the market pulled back. We will be ready. Perhaps the move by U.S. stocks off the early April lows. Okay, here's a key sentence. Right here. There is no shortage of things to worry about, but that's the wall markets often climb. Okay, so my takeaway from this is embrace the pullback by the dip and look forward to your recovery. Markets are floating near record high despite underlying tariffs. Okay, so rewind 3 months ago, rewind 6 months ago. We were crying about Trump's tariffs. We were crying about racism. We were crying about unequal opportunity. We were crying about HR not liking our resumes. Fast forward to present day, stock market's just about all-time highs. Okay, so what's the lesson? What's the lesson there? My takeaway, my lesson learned from that is to not get emotional. Stay cold-blooded with this stock market. Stay cold-blooded. Okay, remove all emotion. Continue to execute. Continue to dollar cost average. Continue to lump sum invest, and see my net worth increase over time. Remove all emotion. All right. So this is an article you could read through on CNN Business. Okay, so for everyone that was crying about tariffs and war in the Middle East 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, are you still crying about that now? Stock market all-time high, your net worth has increased. Are you still crying about that now? Or do you even care? Do you even care at this point? Okay, how do you feel about that now? Same thing as we were crying about 3 months ago. Do we even care about those things now? Or do we have the same psychology we did 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 60 months ago, 120 months ago, 20 years from 20 years? Do we have the same psychology, or are we going to get? Are we going to? Are we a pinball? Do we get bounced around by emotions every 2 weeks, every 2 months, or what? Or we have the same psychology to execute regardless? For me personally, I've removed all emotions. I have no emotions when it comes to the wealth. I have no emotions when it comes to the business. I may have some emotions personally for my family and my loved ones and so forth, but when it comes to the wealth, when it comes to the market, I have zero emotions. Okay? No emotions. I removed all emotions. I just execute at the highest level possible. No more crying. We're adults. We're all chief executive officers to some degree. No more crying. Okay? No more crying. We only execute. We only make history. No more crying. Non-emotional. So somebody asked me, what is a lump sum investment? A lump sum investment is just taking a lump sum of cash and putting it into the market. You might dollar cost average every week or every month. You may dollar cost average a couple hundred every week, for example. Instead of a couple hundred every week, you take, say, a couple thousand and you put all of that into the market all at once. So that's what it is. All right. One thing I did forget to mention in terms of scheduling, this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we have the study hall with the WIN members. Okay, study hall with the WIN members. The WIN members, the WIN group is actually a great group. I believe it stands for Wealth and Income Network. So if you're interested in networking, if you're interested in the study hall, the option study hall we have every 2 weeks, consider joining the WIN group. A great group for networking and options as well. So we have the WIN study hall Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, before we wrap, let's check the market one more time. Let's check current market before we wrap. Let's take another look at the current market. All right, here we go. Okay, mostly green. BTC 117.8, Coinbase 395. Some of you run option plays on the Coinbase. Some of you run option plays on the Mara. Some of you run option plays on the Oklo. Okay, so actually, let's take a look at the Oklo right quick. Oklo is currently at 66.97. 66.97 or 67 now. Those of you that run option plays on the Oklo, or those of you that are long-term holders of Oklo is up over 9% today. What do you guys think about that? Oklo currently at 66.84. Okay, so this is a live look at the market. S&P, NASDAQ, slightly up. Microsoft pulled back to 503. It was up about 508 or 509 earlier this week. Meta 710. What else do we have? NVIDIA 169. Pull back just a little bit in recent days. Almost touched 175 recently. Currently at 169. Tesla 332. Okay, so that's what's going on with some of the larger companies. Netflix 1177. Okay, so Netflix even pulled back. When was this? This was back in the end of June. It was up near over 1,300. Now it's pulled back to under 1,100, under 1,200. Okay, so that's what's going on with some of the tickers. Actually, let's take a quick look at the NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ, like we were reading that one article, up near its all-time high. I think last few days, it was up near all-time high. Pulled back just a little bit since then. Same story on the SPY. Actually, SPY 631. That looks to be an all-time high right now. Okay, so not too long ago, we were crying and complaining. What was it here back in June? U.S. bombing such and such country. Even just not too long before that, we're crying about terrorists. Fast forward to present day, S&P at all-time high. Question is, do you still care about those things, or do you just care about your net worth increasing? Do you still care about those things 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or do you just care that your net worth is increasing? Do you have the same energy that you did 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago that you have the same energy today? Do you still have the same energy today? Let's see here. Like to keep okay. So Lana sees, she says she's running some option plays on Oklo. Okay. All right. So Coinbase. Okay. That's what's going on in the current market. Again, my name is Errol C. Mango. Every Wednesday we meet at noon Eastern. We discuss current events in the stock market, what's going on in the stock market, what's going on in the crypto market. We review some of these articles that affect positions we have. And if you find a value add, just drop a like on the YouTube video. It's free to drop a like on the YouTube video. Doesn't cost you anything to drop a like on the YouTube video. Until next week, Wednesday, I'll check you guys out on Wednesday. Until then, take care. Peace.